News First at 9. Headlines.
Good evening, welcome to Primetime News on MTV Sports. My name is Rabi Gamal.
And I'm Nicola D'Souza. Before we go into the news in detail, here's a look at your headlines.
These are the headlines tonight. Navi Pillai bids adieu to the UNHRC with a stirring statement.
And special procedures mandate holders to conduct the comprehensive investigation.
Sri Lanka says that it will not cooperate with the OHC's jar-driven investigation. If the recommendations made on behalf of the issues of the Tamil community are implemented, we will join the PSC, a statement by the Northern Provincial Chief Minister. Sirsa TV celebrates its 16th anniversary in Sigiriya. Militants launch another attack in Karachi. Close to 3,000 inmates escaped from 3 prisons in Mosul, Iraq, following militant takeover.
On our top story for tonight, Navi Pillai, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, says that her office has put together a support team to conduct special investigations to advance accountability and through this reconciliation in Sri Lanka. She made this observation at the 26th session of the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, Switzerland today. In response, Sri Lanka's permanent mission to the UN in Geneva said that Sri Lanka will not cooperate with the OHCHR-driven comprehensive investigation.
The 26th session of the UN Human Rights Council began in Geneva today with follow-ups on matters discussed at the 25th session of the Council. This is incidentally the final session of the Human Rights Council, where Navanithan Pillai presides as the High Commissioner of Human Rights prior to the expiration of her term. Pillai spoke on Sri Lanka at the sessions.
I note also that last month marked the 5th anniversary of the end of the war in Sri Lanka, where the scars created by terrorism and conflict have yet to heal. My office has now put in place a staff team that will be supported by several experts and special procedures mandate holders to conduct the comprehensive investigation mandated by this Council in order to advance accountability and thus reconciliation. Human rights violations are among the root causes of every type of instability and conflict, which means that every state has an interest in detecting gaps in its human rights protection. Yet, the very careful reporting and analysis that is done by my office and our calls for investigations into allegations of abuse have frequently been greeted with stonewalling and denial. Is this because we have criticized governments? Surely that is the nature of human rights advocacy, to speak truth to power, to confront privilege and entrenched hierarchy with an unshakable belief in human dignity, equality and freedom.
Reacting to the statement made by Pillai on the appointment of a team of experts to conduct investigations into accountability issues in Sri Lanka, Ravinatha Arya Singha, Sri Lanka's permanent representative in Geneva, had this to say.
The resolution 25/1, adopted with the support of less than half the Council's membership, challenges the sovereignty and independence of a member state of the UN, violates principles of international law, is inherently contradictory, and is based on profoundly flawed principles inimical to the interests of the Sri Lankan people. The resolution's lack of clarity sets a dangerous precedent and will destabilize the intricate balance in the homegrown process of national reconciliation. While the prejudice and bias concerning Sri Lanka, repeatedly displayed by the High Commissioner and the OHCHR, remains of deep concern, reports which question the credibility of the coordinator appointed for the investigation have already emerged. It is ironic that the resolution calls on Sri Lanka and the OHCHR to conduct parallel investigations.
Meanwhile, subsequent to Ambassador Ravinath Arya Singha's remarks in Geneva, Sri Lanka's permanent mission to the UN in Geneva said in a statement that Sri Lanka has reiterated its categorical rejection of the UN Human Rights Council resolution on Sri Lanka adopted at the 25th session, and that Sri Lanka will not cooperate with the OHCHR-driven so-called comprehensive investigation. The statement reads that Sri Lanka has observed that the government is firmly committed to continuing its ongoing processes of reconciliation, nation building and accountability, and towards this end will continue to work with countries and intergovernmental and non-governmental organizations that are genuinely interested in the welfare of the Sri Lankan people.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa, speaking at an event in Medurugiri, said that he would refer the UN investigation into alleged war crimes in the island to Parliament. The President said that as the Parliament is the representative body of the people, he took the decision to refer the matter to Parliament. The President reiterated that he is not ready to betray the country to those who have bowed to the might of the dollar.
In other local news, Chief Minister of the Northern Province C.V. Vigneshwaran says that solutions to resolve the national problem cannot be achieved through participating in the Parliament Select Committee sans the implementation of previous proposals. He made this statement at an event held in Vaunia today.
Through participation in the Parliament Select Committee, we will be creating a problem for ourselves. There is no doubt about that. Several groups have submitted reports prior to this on resolving the problems of the Tamil people. A solution was put forward in the era of Chandrika Bandaranayake. This Savitharana's group too put forward a solution. When all these proposals are brought to the fore, we can go to the Parliament Select Committee and discuss our problems. I believe that the Tamil people would not oppose it if this were the case. This stance is not the stance of the party. There is no benefit whatsoever in our participation at the Parliament Select Committee sans such a solution. We will end up losing what we have.
The Tamil people residing in this country need a just solution. Such a decision should also enable the Tamil-speaking Muslim people too to live in freedom. All people must be happy. At the same time, such a plan should also provide a fair solution to the generations of Sinhalese people like the Jayatilakas and the Dharmapalas who live in the north. This should lead to their happiness as well.
The Tamil National Alliance held talks with the current government for 2 years, but there was no decision whatsoever. Prior to this, several committees submitted reports on resolving this problem, but today the government has thrown all of this into the dustbin. Thereby, we will not receive anything by participating in the Parliament Select Committee proposed by this government.
This event was organized to provide appointments to employees who served on a temporary basis at the Chettikulam Pradeshya Sabha.
16 years ago, today was a memorable day in Sri Lanka. Our sister channel Sirasa TV marked their 16th anniversary in novel fashion in the ancient kingdom of Sigiriya.
A notable event today was the opening of Sirasa Mawata, a by-road of TB Thenakon Mawata in Sigiriya, which leads to Ahalagala, renamed after Sirasa TV, with the unanimous approval of the Pradeshya Sabha. The road underwent rapid renovation, which was met with great appreciation by area residents. Sirasa Mawata was declared open by Minister Janaka Bandaru Thenakon and the channel head of Sirasa TV, Chandana Surya Bandaru. Following the opening of the road, Sirasa TV also provided a scholarship to a 3-month-old infant from the area, securing his education until he comes of age.
We are very happy that such an initiative has been undertaken. There are several others who also need help, so we hope they too will be provided with assistance.
The The main event to commemorate the 16th anniversary of Sirasa TV commenced this morning with the historic Sigiriya Rock as the backdrop. School children from several schools in Sigiriya joined in the festivities, adding colour to the occasion. Sirasa has always been in the hearts of the people. 16 years ago, Sirasa gave the nation a new message via the media network. Sirasa was able to win the hearts of many. Because of this, a situation where Sirasa feels as if the people belong to them and where the people feel that Sirasa belongs to them has emerged.
මීට අවුරුදු 16කට කලින් සිරස කලේ විප්ලවයක්.
16 years ago, Sirasa started a revolution. What is a revolution? It's something that changes lives. Others who followed also spoke of revolutions. These were not revolutions, but they were imitations. We have not and will not slow down in the face of this. But getting back to the present, to 2014, what revolution are we going to start today? This is why we have come here to the Lion Rock. And so we must all unite. Sirasa under the leadership of our chairman and each of you, and give Sri Lanka the prominence it deserves on the world stage, just like Sigiriya.
අපේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාව මේ සීගිරි පර්වතය වගේ අපේ ලෝකයේ එක්තරා ස්ථානයකට ගෙන යන්න ඕන.
අපි මේ අවුරුදු 16 පුරා
Within 16 years, we gave opportunities to many talented young individuals. This is not something I have to specifically bring your attention to. We were able to make people shine bright like stars. I am proud to say that the brightest of these stars originated from us.
කියනවා ඒ තරු අතර දිදුලන තරු බිහි කලේ අපි.
පෞගේ කාලේ මාධ්‍යකරණයේ කොටු වෙලා හිර වෙලා හිටපු යුගයේ අවසන් කරලා
We appreciate that Sirasa has broken all boundaries faced by the media, gone to rural areas and facilitated the development of the village community. We wish Sirasa a very happy 16th anniversary with blessings to be able to continue its service to the less fortunate.
සට සුබ උපන් දිනයක් වේවායි කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් මගේ වචන ස්වල්ප අවසන් කරනවා. බොහොම ස්තුතියි. සිරස මාධ්‍ය ජාලයේ ප්‍රධානතම සහ ප්‍රමුඛතම නාලිකාව වන සිරස TV නාලිකාවේ සංවත්සරය
Sirasa TV's anniversary is celebrated on a grand scale with the participation of the Sri Lankan community. It is a blessing to be able to come to Sigiriya, identify the problems of the citizens and find solutions for educational and other issues parallel to celebrating the 16th anniversary.
මහත් භාග්‍යයක් කොට අපි සියලු දෙනාම සලකනවා.
First up in international news, less than 48 hours after gunmen from the Pakistani Taliban launched an assault on Karachi's airport, militants launched a second attack in Karachi, targeting a security training facility in the compound of the city's airport. The second attack was also claimed by the Pakistan Taliban, known as Tehreek-e Taliban.
A security academy at Karachi's airport came under attack less than 48 hours after an all-night siege by Taliban gunmen at Pakistan's busiest airport that killed more than 30 people. The academy is run by the airport's security force. A Reuters correspondent near the airport of Pakistan's commercial capital heard gunfire and saw at least 4 ambulances rushing to the scene. The army said it had deployed troops to the scene where, according to a Pakistani television report, 3 militants had been surrounded by security forces. All flights in and out of the sprawling city of 18 million were suspended. 10 Taliban militants, disguised as security force members and armed with rocket-propelled grenades, stormed the airport on Sunday night, one of the most brazen attacks in a long-running Pakistani Taliban insurgency. Earlier today, Pakistani fighter jets bombed Taliban positions on the Afghan border. It was unclear if the latest airstrike signaled the start of a broader offensive in the North Waziristan region where the Al-Qaeda-linked Taliban are based, or indeed if they had been carried out in retaliation for the airport attack. The Air Force has periodically conducted raids to bomb Pakistani Taliban positions in the lawless ethnic Pashtun region, but has yet to launch a major offensive.
We are now joined by our correspondent in Pakistan, Taha Siddiqui, with the latest on the situation on the ground.
The Karachi Airport, the fresh attack that we saw today was at the Airport Security Forces Academy, which is adjacent to the Karachi Airport and is inside the premises and the parameters of the Karachi Airport. We got reports through our sources on ground that there were at least 4 attackers which tried to enter the Airport Security Forces Academy building, but the Airport Security Forces reacted and thwarted the attack, but at the same time they could not apprehend any of the attackers. We are getting reports that right now the area has been secured and the military has also been moved in. At the same time, flights once again were stopped and all flight operations going in and out of Karachi were stopped. Currently, the military, along with paramilitary and the airport security forces, are doing a search operation. This is Taha Siddiqui reporting from Islamabad.
Appeals Court Judge Abdul Salam was sworn in today as the new President of the Court of Appeal of Sri Lanka. Justice Abdul Salam was sworn in as the President of the Court of Appeal before President Mahinda Rajapaksa at Temple Trees.
Close to 600 dengue patients have been reported from the Colombo district in the past 10 days alone. Could this be caused by sites conducive to mosquito breeding in public places? Newsfirst visited several parts of the Colombo district to find out.
While door-to-door campaigns will go a long way towards combating the dengue menace, take a leisurely stroll down the streets of the Colombo district and chances are you will happen across a scene like this one right here. Now I'm here at the Dehula beach, which is a very popular location amongst the residents in this area. They come here in their hundreds on Saturdays and Sundays to enjoy their weekends off. Door-to-door campaigns will go a long way towards combating the dengue menace, but cleaning up locations such as these, which are a haven for dengue mosquitoes, will also serve to combat the epidemic.
Our team, which visited several parts of Colombo and surrounding areas, glimpsed many such sites. It is pointless to inspect homes without cleaning this. Before cleaning up homes, these waterways need to be cleaned. They come here and punish us, but if they clean up the canal, the number of mosquitoes would reduce.
They come to homes to carry out dengue inspections. We have not seen nor have we heard of them inspecting public places.
Our cameras captured footage of an environment conducive for mosquitoes at the CWW Kanangara Mahavidyalaya in Boralla. These drains which retain water are conducive to the breeding of flies and especially mosquitoes. Pieces of cloth and even mats block the mouth of the drain at times. We have made payments to the Colombo Municipal Council amounted to 300,000 rupees, but no work has been undertaken. 2,099 dengue patients have been reported from the Gampaha district. We visited several public locations in the Gampaha district as well. President Mahinda Rajapaksa said yesterday that dengue eradication should not be limited to discussions, adding that a practical program should be implemented rapidly. He made this statement during a meeting with the Presidential Task Force on Dengue Eradication last evening. The President had also pointed out at these discussions the need for an island-wide door-to-door campaign to inspect sites conducive for the breeding of mosquitoes and to raise awareness.
And now a look at Action TV.
Employees attached to the sub-office of the Katana Pradeshia Sabha in Raddolugama were delayed by several hours in gaining entry to their workplace today. Even when they did manage to gain entry, stragglers from the flock of crows that invaded the premises remained. Employees of the Pradeshia Sabha were given police security as they engaged in an operation to chase away not only the flock of crows but also a pack of stray dogs from the premises. In spite of appearances, these office premises are meant to be a yard for tractors belonging to the Pradeshia Sabha and not a landfill. At sunrise today, this was the state of the premises of the sub-office of the Pradeshia Sabha. The Pradeshia Sabha has even lodged a complaint with the police regarding this issue. It is possible to draw the conclusion that the waste was dumped here by persons residing at the Raddolugama housing scheme, the largest such scheme in the country. On the 16th of May, Action TV unveiled that the residents of this housing scheme, which holds 1/4 of the population that comes under the purview of the Pradeshia Sabha, had been severely inconvenienced owing to the failure on the part of the Pradeshia Sabha to dispose of garbage that collects within the scheme. Some residents told Action TV that they have been made to deprive themselves of sleep in order to protect their homes and gardens as a direct result of waste disposal problems. This footage bears testament to how much garbage has been collected in this area since the last Action TV expose on the 18th of May. The employees of the Pradeshia Sabha who removed the waste dumped at the sub-office today by residents either as a mark of protest against the local council or as a solution to their problem did not manage to remove the waste that has been building up around homes and businesses in the Raddolugama scheme. There is a possibility that residents of other areas who face similar problems could follow example in the future. It is not improbable that the public representatives at this public institution and the employees at these public institutions could use minimum force in the face of persons who do resort to such action. In such a situation, the responsibility vested in the police is immense. Given the complexity of the waste disposal problem, it is possible that a separate police unit may be established to deal with the issue. Such actions would have to be resorted to since it is not only the Katana Pradeshia Sabha but most local government institutions that have shown scant regard towards the importance of waste disposal in areas under their purview. The Western Provincial Council too cannot evade its responsibility with regard to the Raddolugama housing scheme. This is because the council overlooks an authority that operates on public funds. Doesn't the problem surrounding waste disposal also beg question the activities of this authority, which has been charged with the responsibility of disposing solid waste? Chief Minister of the Western Province, over to you.
In business news, parliamentarian Dr. Harsha De Silva says that the government is portraying that the country is a loaded nation and is concealing the true data. The MP pointed out that there are many flaws in the index released by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, which quoted the UN debt ceiling to say that Sri Lanka was a loaded nation.
They are using the manual on effective debt management by the UNSCAP 2006 to calculate these figures. So this is exactly one and the same. And using this manual, the central bank and the government is arguing that Sri Lanka's indebtedness has in fact fallen and that we are in fact a less indebted country. They use a number of indicators to show that. This is the external debt outstanding to gross national income. The government says we are at about 32% and we are almost less indebted. But in fact, we are highly indebted at more than 60%. So there's a wide discrepancy. Same case with total external debt service to as a ratio of export of goods and non-factor services. The government says we are less indebted at 11.2%, but calculating based on the manual increases to 25.2%, right? More than doubling, knocking on the red light.
Moving on to more local news, allegations were levelled against Deputy Minister Hema Gunasekara recently over the assault of a police constable attached to the Expressway Division. At a media briefing convened yesterday, the Deputy Minister sought to explain the incident.
I have been informed that this officer holds a black belt in karate. The man acted according to the sport. He challenged me to take down his number and do anything. So realistically, you can imagine what happened, because all men have self-esteem. No matter what crime is committed, I call for the law to be enforced to the letter. Even if it is me, you can arrest me tomorrow. You do not need the permission of the speaker to arrest me. The truth of this matter will be revealed to the country before the Poya Day.
The Honourable Minister convened a media briefing and placed all the blame on me. There is a media spokesperson in the police, and even before this media spokesperson made a statement, he has done so. Thereby, I have a suspicion as to whether this inquiry will be conducted as he wishes it to be. The minister is always making statements beforehand. I too am waiting to see if at least one of the assailants will be arrested in the near future. He has 100% confidence. If the police department legitimizes this and lets him go free, then I will complain to the highest possible office. This person has gone to the extent of looking into my personnel file, and this is a problem for me. He says that I hold a black belt in karate. I have a question as to who is divulging the private information in my personnel file to him. These files can only be examined by officers of the police department. Ministers cannot examine these files. So I have another suspicion now about his having examined my files.
Still in local news, the Women for Rights organization held a demonstration opposite the Consumer Affairs Authority yesterday.
The protesters charged that although the retail price for milk powder in the world market has been reduced, the savings have not been passed on to the Sri Lankan consumer.
The government is giving the benefit of this price reduction to the treasury. The government is holding on to these savings without passing it on to the people so that they can sustain their large cabinet and hold exhibitions. We demand that the savings of the reduction of the price of milk powder in the world market be passed on to the Sri Lankan consumer immediately.
The protesters dispersed after about an hour.
Vehicular movement on the Colombo-Hatton main road was hampered in the Malliyappur area as a result of a demonstration this evening. The police say the demonstrators who blocked the road were protesting over problems with waste disposal. As a result of the demonstration, the police diverted traffic to alternate routes. The office of the police media spokesperson said the situation has now been brought under control.
In other local news, a special operation was launched today to rescue a female elephant and her calf who had fallen into an agrarian well in Migala, Bagalgamua. The operation was a joint effort by the wildlife officers attached to the Migala police station and locals. After the rescue, the wildlife officers managed to drive away the elephants to the Bullnaver Forest Reserve. And on to sports. Vidyartha College, Kandy and Ratnapura Sivali Vidyalaya emerged as joint champs at the LV Jaivira Inter-School Boxing Championships. Prasanga Dilshan from DS Naik College, Ampara, was awarded the gold medal in the 49 kg weight class. Incidentally, he was chosen for Super Fighter, Sri Lanka's first ever sports reality program from Ampara.
Super Fighter.
The LV Jaivira Inter-School Boxing Championship was worked off at the Jayathalika Indoor Complex in Navalapitiya over the past 5 days. Over 400 boxers took part in the championships. Super fighter contestant Prasanga Dilshan was awarded the gold medal in the 49 kg weight class after he defeated a boxer from Vidyartha College, Kandy 2 rounds to 1. Incidentally, another superfighter contestant, Madhuraka Mirran from Ahangam Sariputta Mahavidyalaya, won the gold medal in the 64 kg weight class. Navud Kumar, another superfighter contestant from B.S. Senanayake College, Ampara, won the bronze medal in the 52 kg weight class. Vidyartha College, Kandy and Sivali Vidyalaya, Ratnapura emerged joint champs, securing 21 points each in the championships. Royal College, Colombo were judged runners-up, while Nalanda College, Colombo came in third place. SKMP Bandara from Navalapitiya Central College was awarded the most talented boxer of the tournament.
Super Fighter.
In other sports news, Asian Football Confederation President Sheikh Salman bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa has won a crucial political victory after an extraordinary congress held in Sao Paulo voted to merge the region's presidency with the FIFA vice presidency.
Bahrain's Sheikh Salman won a lopsided election last year to replace disgraced Qatari Mohammed bin Hammam for a 2-year term at the helm of the continent's governing body of the sport. The new AFC president to be elected next year will now automatically assume the position of FIFA vice president, currently held by Jordan's Prince Ali bin Al Hussein. Asia's vote makes 5 of FIFA's 6 continental confederations who give their elected leader FIFA vice president status. South America's CONMEBOL is the exception. Meanwhile, while Prince Ali did not formally challenge the poll of 47 member countries, in an open letter to the Asian football community in April, he had criticized the move as politically motivated.
FIFA World Cup 2014. Who will be the star of the FIFA World Cup 2014? Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Wayne Rooney, Neymar da Silva, or someone else? Log on to newsfirst.lk and cast your vote in our online poll.
Thunderstorms have been affecting most parts of the country, so what can we expect? Madhush Kabal Surya has the details.
Good evening and welcome to Weather First. Let's start off with a look at the wind patterns over the island. Now, the Met Department is forecasting that there is a possibility of sudden swells being experienced in the sea areas of the island with strong southwesterly winds of 60 kilometers per hour. In the north and east of the island, thunder showers may be experienced in the Jaffna and Batticaloa districts. Thunder showers could also be expected in the evening in the Trincomalee district. Now, intermittent showers are also being forecasted in the Kandy, Nuwara and Ratnapura districts. The Met Department, meanwhile, is also forecasting intermittent showers in the Colombo and Galle districts, which can be seen right here. Meanwhile, parts of the Kalutara district that was affected by the recent heavy rains were inspected by public health inspectors today.
Well, that's a wrap of your primetime news for today. Thank you for joining us. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Nicola D'Souza.
And I'm Ravi Gamage. Good night.
Hotline 0114 896 896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.